My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic. And this show is called Yes, But. A recovery from alcoholism is never going to be perfect. Mine hasn't been. I don't know of anyone whose sobriety has been textbook. Getting sober just doesn't work like that. Making mistakes didn't get anyone drunk, otherwise we'd all be drunk. But what will get us drunk is defending and pointing the finger, taking other people's inventory, getting upset and resentful. Because recovery is about owning up, looking at what we need to do differently, what I need to do differently next time. And the only thing I've done perfectly in recovery is not to drink. Everything else is just a work in progress. And that's where recovery really never ends. If anyone thinks getting sober is easy and straightforward, well, it may be for them. It wasn't for me. It's a whole new world of suggestions, a world of repetitive meetings, and a world of listening, of talking, of taking actions. I like to think of my recovery as being a lifestyle choice, woven in to a recovery from my alcoholism. Some people don't invest as much time as I do to their recovery. Many invest much more time. But the reality for me is that recovery works, and it works really well. Alcoholics Anonymous does exactly what it says it will do. And that's to offer each alcoholic 24 hours without the need to pick up another drink. One of the big problems I faced when going to meetings was not the meetings themselves. It wasn't the 12 steps. It wasn't even the world in which I lived. It was me. Alcoholism is a disease of fear, of resentments, of a strong ego, a massive amount of selfishness, and a determination not to be told what to do. And I suppose one of the things I most remember hearing from newcomers, and I also said to myself, was, yes, but. It's not that I was arguing, but I only knew one way of living, and that was mine. It's just that AA is such a massive change from reality. It takes a while to realise that I'm being offered a new way of living, and this new way of living, far from being different, is actually just quite normal. It's just how most people live in this world, but it's not how I lived in the world. AA and the 12 steps offered me a complete 360-degree turnaround. It has to be that way, and it stands to reason that if drink was living one way, to be sober, to live, I needed to go the opposite way. Of course, to the outside world, my life hadn't really changed much. I lived in the same house with my same family. I did the same work. I continued to raise our children. The only difference noticeable was this: there was no alcohol in the house. We didn't go to pubs anymore, and I started to fix the house up. I bought some tidier clothes, I put on some weight, I got my teeth fixed, and I probably smelt a little better. But what you probably didn't see was that I went to a meeting every night. I had a shower every day. I ate puddings for the first time instead of having a drink instead. We went on sober holidays. I flew on an aeroplane for the first time sober. We had our first Christmas dinner sober. Drinking friends became non-drinking friends. I actually lost contact with most of the people, most of the friends that I'd had through my drinking. And I started to check the food I ate. to see if it had any alcohol in, I found a new way of living in AA, and I started to learn what not to do and what I should do to stay sober. And I learnt to say no as a complete sentence, where I was entering a whole new world. I had indeed entered the sunlight of the Spirit, and life really did take on a new meaning and a new happiness. Except for one thing, I still occasionally said yes, but. Well, in all fairness, it's probably what us alcoholics do best. Build the Shirt, Bristol.